started. I wanted to start this morning with a story, and I told Andrew Dennis he is not going to believe this story. So Aaron says that I must need an escort to get from my car to the building because crazy things tend to happen in me getting from my car into the building. Such as, I drove my old car one day and it runs so soft and quiet compared to the new car. I got out of the car, shut the door, and it wasn't locked, and I thought, well, what's wrong with that? Shut the door, came in the building, went back out about 7 o'clock that night to go home. It was out of gas. And the battery was dead.
Oh my God.
What had I done?
You had to turn it on.
Left it running! Okay, so Steve Akins was so kind as to take me home that day, so that was the first thing. They say everything happens in threes, so I hope this is over with. So the second thing that crazy happened, last week, I was getting out of the car, had my phone in my purse, I didn't zip the purse, dropped the phone. The rest is history. It's just all messed up. So, yesterday, Ruth comes into my office and she said, do you have your wallet? And I went, mm-hmm. She said, are you sure? I looked in my purse, no wallet. She said, your wallet's at Costco. Do you want me to go get it? And I went, yeah. And I'm thinking, how in the heck did my wallet get to Costco? Okay? So, Ruth goes over to Costco to get my wallet. She brings it back. Well, first of all, Costco called me. Ruth was over there. True story. Costco called me and said, they were trying to find me, and I said, yes, this is me. And they said, what's your date of birth? And I told them, and they said, okay, well, someone brought your wallet to us, and we tried to call you, but the phone number that we have on file is wrong. Well, that's because when I joined Costco the day we moved into this building, I was still living in Chattanooga, so I had given them my Chattanooga home phone number, which is no longer connected. So there was no way Costco was going to find me. And I still hadn't dawned on me, how did Ruth know my wallet was, it still hadn't dawned on me. Okay, so they said, yep, it's you. We'll update your phone number. We'll send your wallet over with, except they didn't call her Ruth, whatever her first name is. I said, is it Ruth?
Jacqueline.
And Jacqueline. And she said, yes, I'm Jacqueline Ruth. And I said, yes, send it with her. Is that not weird? Okay. So, Ruth gets back with my wallet. And I said, how did you know my wallet was at Costco? And she said, well, this lady came in and said she found your wallet. There is nothing in my wallet that says Keller Williams. There is not a business card, nothing in my wallet that says Keller Williams except the traveling $2 bill.
Wow.
Is that not the most awesome thing on the planet? You see?
Yep.
What's the traveling $2 bill?
Or either she stole your wallet.
Now, let me finish this, then I'll come back to that, because that's a great question, which is exactly what I wanted you to ask. So the traveling $2 bill is the only thing. I had a $20 bill and the traveling $2 bill in my wallet that says KW on it. Now, the first thing in my wallet was my Costco card, so that's where they took the wallet. Okay, so I'm going home yesterday. It was probably, what, about 7?
Mm-hmm.
And it's been pouring down rain outside, right? Come here. Where's Carrot Eyes? She was back there.
Should be right there.
Okay. Ashlyn can see better than me.
And she says because she eats all the carrots.
So she said she eats all the carrots. And so on my windshield, and you know how your windshield comes up and the windshield wipers go in that little place? Okay, so all I can see is about this much of this piece of paper. And it's on my windshield. And it's soaking wet, and all the words have faded because it's soaking wet. And Ashlyn can read it, but I'll try. It says, Robin, found your wallet. Something, something, something. And I've taken your wallet to Costco. And then it has somebody's name on it. Pay it forward. Is that not awesome? Is that not one of the best stories on the planet? And she came in to Keller Williams and asked about me because she found the traveling $2 bill.
That's awesome.
Is that not cool?
That's very cool.
So pay it forward. I thought that was just the most awesomest thing on the planet. You know, I wouldn't have even known I'd lost my wallet, first of all, until this morning when I went to get my McDonald's breakfast. I would have left it out, and then I would have panicked, where is my wallet? I would have never gone to Costco to look for it, because I didn't go to Costco yesterday. So the chances of all of that, and the only reason she came here was because of this. So I'm going to let Paul and Andrew tell you where this came from. Andrew, you and Paul.
Let's come up there. Or what?
I want you to come up here and tell where this came
Can I
from.
say one thing?
Yes.
You should take a picture of that in
Come on.
front of Costco.
Big
Take a
country.
picture in front of Costco with that.
I should take a picture in front
Because
of
your wallet
Costco
took a trip.
and with her, because I'm going to call her. So I'm going to call her. We've got her name and phone number, and I'm going to ask her how she would like for me to pay it forward. Because my plan was to give, until I found this, and I said to Ruth yesterday, oh, well, I'll get a gift card or something and call her, you know, and thank her with a gift card. And then I found this that says pay it forward. So I'm going to ask her exactly how she wants me
Oh, that's cool.
to do that.
That's
If she
awesome.
wants me to, you know, donate or whatever she wants me to do. Is that not the coolest story? Always pay it forward. There's still good people in the world. Now tell them about the traveling $2 bill. And I'm so glad Jason walked in this time, because he travels a lot, and we need him to take it somewhere fun, because he goes fun places.
All right, so and I guess it was end of the year. I helped the Farrens do a transaction in Douglasville because I live on the west side of town, and they were gracious enough to give me part of the commission on the house that they sold. So when I finished, I sat down, and because they knew I was going on a trip, and they said, "Pay your hotel room with this." And I thought that was very kind of them. And so Andrew's behind me, and he goes, "Here you go, Paul. Here's a $2 bill. Have a good vacation." And I'm like, which I thought was kind of weird because he's not my uncle. And so I put it in my wallet, and I put it on the outside of my wallet, actually, my money clip. And every time I took my wallet out, it made me smile because I was thinking of Andrew and I was thinking about my KW family here. So when I got back, I thought, hey, you know what, I'm going to put a big red KW on it, and we're just going to ask whoever travels, and we're going to hand it off to them and say, safe travels, we love you, we want you to be careful, we miss you, and every time you look in your wallet, you'll know that we're thinking about you. So that's what we did with it. So we gave it to Karen Smythe. She took it to Seattle, Las Vegas, had a couple of photos taken.
Yeah, you take your photo and post it on Facebook
Yeah.
with the $2 bill, wherever you are.
So then we were going to family
That's
reunion.
It's like Flat Stanley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then we were going to family reunion, so I thought the best to give it to Robin since she would be
So I took it to family
family reunion, and now
That's why it was in my wallet.
so now she's going to give it back to us today, and we want to know who's traveling. Raise your hand. Where you heading?
We're going to New York this weekend.
There you go. Beautiful.
Where are you going? Because we've got another one.
Mount Kilimanjaro.
Oh,
That-
give it to
no, that-
him. Give it to
I've
him.
got one. I've got a second one. I'm gonna give to
Based
you.
on the picture for 19,000. How's that sound?
Yeah, that's awesome. I knew he would be going somewhere cool.
Not exotic.
Now I'm on
No,
Andrew.
Zach. First of all, Zach.
First time in New York City.
They call me Zach. I got Zach. I got
He-
I'm gonna give
okay.
him mine.
Paul's last name is Zachos, and we call him Zach. So Zach, this is Zach, if y'all don't know Zach.
This is the second one that he gave me, so we got another one, so that one's for you.
So
Thank you.
take your picture and post it on Facebook.
It's like 2 months away. Does anybody have should I hold this until?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold it.
It's like somebody else might be going somewhere.
Yeah, that's cool. Hold it. If somebody goes somewhere else and you know it, give it to them. But isn't that fun? Now, I want you to know that Andrew Dennis is one of the most creative marketers.
All right, I'm done.
Personally.
So, but look, quit giving them to people in here. Give them to everybody else. You're giving them too much. It's getting saturated. The market's getting saturated.
But Andrew is very creative in his marketing, and I'm proud of Andrew for that. And he's if you follow him on Facebook, it'll make you just giggle. It's just so funny. You just have to fall in love with him. But I'm also proud, and I want you to tell why the $2 bills, because I think it's brilliant. But I'm also proud of Andrew because last week Andrew closed 1.4 million in volume in 1 Now tell him why the $2 bills, because I think it's brilliant.
All right. So this might take about 3 minutes,
That's
2 minutes.
That's okay.
Yeah. So my grandma, she'd send me letters in the mail, and as a kid, you don't want to get letters. You want to have money in it. So she'd always stick a $2 bill in it, and I just thought it was treasure. So I thought it was so cool. And now, as Paul said, I'm not his uncle or whatever, but as people are losing their uncles and losing their grandparents, maybe I am that uncle. I do. Who's going to give you $2 bills other than Big A? But in real estate, they say to try to do something that sets you apart from everybody else, and it'll make you make people think of me. And so I always keep my wallet full of $2 bills. You can see them right there. And whenever I have a meaningful conversation with somebody, or they're going on a trip, or maybe they just need a little bit of luck, I just pass them a $2 bill, and I say, hey, hold on to this. It's for good luck. And if you see somebody that might be down on their luck, pass it on to them. And it means a lot to about 90% of the people you give it to. The other 10%, they're like, why are you giving me a $2 bill? You been at the club or something? You trying to keep your wife from finding out what it is? But yeah, it's been something that I think I started doing it about 2 years ago. I found this bank that carries $2 bills, and I go up there and get about $100 a month.
He said every time he has a closing, he goes and gets $100 worth of $2 bills.
Yeah.
And he just passes them out because you won't spend them, right?
Yeah.
People will hold on to them.
Yeah, people keep them in their wallet, and
And
we
so,
always think of
isn't
them.
that cool?
So for the record, Big A has the trademark on $2 bills, but if you want to do $100 bills, make it happen.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much
no, thanks.
for sharing
Thanks
that.
for recognizing
That's
that.
I just thought we'd start this gloomy day with something just really positive. Always remember to pay it forward. Remember to pay it forward. CBC.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Robin, I don't know about the escort, but if you need bodyguards, Joe and I are from New York, so we can assist you. Okay. 2 things. Today, Powell, who's the new Federal Reserve chairman, will be raising interest rates. This is his first one, so a lot of there'll be a lot of digesting of what he says and how many more interest rate hikes we're going to get during the year. It'll probably be another 2 or 3. Okay. Other thing I want to talk about today is homeowners insurance. We're getting a lot of questions from buyers of homes. Let's say they're buying a $250,000, $300,000 house in a certain area, and their insurance needs to have what's called replacement cost. Okay, and they're wondering, why am I getting a replacement cost for $300,000 or $350,000 as opposed to $250,000, which is what I'm paying for the house? That's in case the house is destroyed. That's how much it would take to rebuild that house in that area, as opposed to what their loan amount is. So if a client has a question, just give us a call on that. Any questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you. So will you let us know what the Fed does? And
Yeah, and I can almost assure it will be a raise today.
Yeah, we'll send it out.
We'll send it out.
Yeah, perfect. That's what I'm asking for. Charlie.
Hey guys, I'm Charlie Pollard. I'm a closing attorney. McManamy McLeod Heller is our firm. I think Robin made a small withdrawal from all that good karma that you have out there. That's what I think.
I did?
Yeah, I think you got a reservoir still left over. you can start dropping that wallet all over town. So you'll be all right.
I just thought that was the coolest story
nice. It is
that I
nice.
find the pay it forward thing, the very last piece of the puzzle mystery was the pay it forward piece, and I love that.
I'm going to talk about special stipulations today. Now, I get 1 or 2 phone calls, sometimes more each week from agents that are trying to perfect their wording on a special stipulation, and I'm always happy to take those phone calls and do what I can to help out. But there's a couple things to remember when you're up against a unique situation, or what you think might be a unique situation, or something that's new for you. The GAR form has a big index of pre-tested, well-written special stipulations that cover a lot of the situations that you guys are going to come into. So always think of that if you don't automatically go to that. Obviously, Kathy Woods here in the office has seen a lot of those things, and she's a great resource, but I'm always available to that. If it's not a deal that we're working on, I really don't care. I'm happy to help and talk it through with you. A couple things to think about when you're putting those together, though. There's no magic language that attorneys know when it comes to putting those things together. I mean, we have seen a few more situations than you guys sometimes, but really what you want to do is use clear language. You want to make sure that the agreement that you have with the other party is clearly put in that language. It's always good to, once you've written something up, call your co-op agent and talk it through and communicate. And make sure that what's in your head, what's in your client's head, is also the thing that's in the other person's head. That's always a good thing, because what you have to remember, you're trying to avoid a confusion first and foremost at the closing. But ultimately, if someone doesn't perform what they're supposed to perform, that is a contract that you can take to court one day, and that doesn't happen very often. But if it does, the best piece of evidence that you're going to have based on the agreement is that language itself. So you want to be clear and concise and make sure that you're communicating with the other party, and I'm always there to help. So, thanks.
We appreciate that. I just want to piggyback one thing on that, and it's just a thought I've had come up several times recently. Pardon me, Charlie, but most people think of attorneys like realtors. They have one that they know, right? But not all attorneys know real estate. And there's been so many times recently, especially, where a client will just say, I'm going to call my attorney, and my attorney said, if it's not a real estate attorney that practices real estate all day long, Charlie, I think you'll back me up on this. It's not the same.
Just like anything, I mean, it's we live and breathe it. We see all these things all the time. We've seen things go sideways. It's just a matter of volume. Just like anything, I know there's many types of legal questions that I know immediately that I'm not the right person to answer it, and I'll send you to somebody else. And one other thing too, when it comes to things that you guys come in your world, I'm not going to charge you anything. If it's beyond the scope of something that I can answer and talk with you pretty easily, I'll send you to somebody and give you a referral to the person that I would call. They may charge you, but you guys can always call me, and I'll put you in the right direction.
Yeah, it is so interesting. People just call an attorney, and an attorney gives an opinion and have never read our real estate contract, or never read our 10-day due diligence letter, or never read what it takes to get earnest money back. And then they get all in a whirl, and if they would just read our contracts, it would help. So when you're talking to your clients and they say, my attorney said, or I think I'll call my attorney, I would definitely suggest that you tell them, make sure your attorney is real estate specific, because the forms override most of the stuff that normally goes
Yeah, before
on.
they start charging you for every 1/10 of an hour.
Yeah, call a real estate attorney. I hope all of you all got the email yesterday. Miss Ashling, will you stand up and wave? Ashling has been very, very, very beneficial to us at the front desk, and always smiling and helping us. And because of that, she has been awarded a promotion. So she is now going into the MCA office, and Faye's jumping up and down. Ashley's third day in, and we're proud of her. We love to promote from within, and she has proven herself worthy of that. So you all feel free to congratulate Miss Ashley, and know that we're looking for some folks for permanent residents at our front desk. What is today, the 21st?
21st.
What happens on the 21st?
Profit share.
Profit share day. Has everybody looked to see what their profit share was?
Yeah.
Yeah? How much did you get, Tara?
300 and something.
Awesome. I just happen to know hers. Paul?
1,800.
Yeah! Awesome.
No idea where it came from.
I have no idea where it came from, but you're thankful it's there. I can tell you where it came from. I think Nicole sold something great. So, who knows how much profit share our market center gave out last month in February? Who wants to guess? 100,000, not quite.
85,000.
50,000.
35,000.
$84,000.
Wow.
Pretty awesome.
Yes.
That's just in this office. I think I got that right. 85. 85.
Don't tear yourself
85. Don't take away $1,000 from you guys. So while we're on that, I handed out a sheet of paper for you all with some blanks in it. You might want to write this down just so you know. When you go on listing appointments, a lot of people like to know stats. If you have a high C profile, so I want to always equip you with some that you can spout off. Just so you know, let's talk about February. How many offices are in the Rawls group? 6 offices. Out of 6 offices, where did you place?
Number 1.
Number 1.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah. Number 1 in all of the Rawls group. How many offices are in the southeast region of Keller Williams? 58. What number did you place?
Number 1.
Number 1. Awesome, awesome. How many offices are in Keller Williams Realty?
759.
759. Where did you place?
Number 3.
Number 3. That is awesome, y'all. That's the highest we've ever placed.
Yeah.
Who's number 1?
Who's number 1? Let's shoot that.
Valentine.
Valentine out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah, they're awesome market center. They have about 500 agents, and they were number 1. Number 2 is the Austin Southwest Market Center, and they have about 1,000 agents, and we're number 2. I think we're doing great. We have about 400 and some, and number 3. That's pretty awesome. Oh, and that was for February, and year to date, we're number 5. So that's pretty darn awesome. All right, now just so you know, closed units in February. You all closed 233. That is up 19.9% over 2017. Closed units. Now here's what you might find interesting, and here's how you talk to sellers. In the FMLS, we, like I said, we were up. Can we say 20%, 19.9? Do you think FMLS was up?
I think it was down.
FMLS was actually down
Really?
in February. They closed less units, and that's with our up factored in there. So they were down almost 4.5%, and we were up almost 20%. You're outperforming the market. Do you hear that? So, Mr. Seller, would you like to list with an office that always outperforms the market by 20%? Actually, about 24, almost 25%, because they were down. Okay, so our closed volume was up 28% over February of 2017. Our listings taken, I am so proud of you all. so proud of you all. That's where we normally have our biggest opportunity, is in listings taken. You actually took last month 158 listings, and that is up 24% over 2017. That is huge, 24%. Your listing volume, you took almost $67 million of volume worth of listing, and that is up 13%. Pretty darn awesome. You actually sold $95 million worth of listings last month. I'm sorry, you sold 95 listings last month for an increase of 14.5%. And your volume was up almost 32%. You sold almost $37 million of listings. Y'all, that's big. That's huge. And what's the last thing? Oh, closed GCI, which means you all made more money. You actually brought in $2.1 million in GCI for a 12.4% increase over last year. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. And the profit share was up. We profit shared 85,000, and that was up 47% over last year. So that's some pretty good numbers. Would you agree?
Yep.
Yeah. And let me tell you why that's happening. We have been tracking tremendously some key things we can measure. We've been tracking training. Would you agree that we've been offering better classes this year than we did last year? We have upped our game in offering better classes. And those who are coming and attending those are making more money. The second thing we've been tracking is this crazy phenomenon called Magical Miracle Mornings, where people go over there and make phone calls and get listings and get buyers because they make appointments. It is just crazy. I go over there and the energy's off the wall. It's just bouncing. It's hot in there. I mean, it's physically hot in there. They're doing so well. So I want to encourage you to go in there and make your calls, because they're making appointments and they're getting leads and doing fabulously. Those two things combined with our productivity coaching program. Dory's people are just killing it. That's just the bottom line. The people in her program and all of our coaching programs, MAPS, any of our coaching programs, are making more money than those who don't have a coach. So think about that if you're not in the coaching program. Dory's killing it with her coaching program. So I want you to just give yourself a big round. The people, that is awesome. And before James comes to tell us about our educational opportunities, there's one educational opportunity that I just finalized this morning. He doesn't even know about. Some of you,
secrets from it.
I didn't mean to. You may remember, if you've been around Keller Williams for a while, Jason, you may remember during the Geeky Girls. Do you remember the Geeky Girls that used to be with Ben Kinney? They wore these Geeky Girl t-shirts, and they were just, it was Ben Kinney and these girls, and they were like the technology geeky girls. And they were fabulous for social media. Does anybody need a class in social media?
That'd be great.
Okay, better write this date down. We're gonna have to move heaven and earth, James. April 20th. Lisa Archer. Anybody ever heard of Lisa Archer? She's a MAPS coach. She's awesome, and her specialty is two things: expansion systems and social media. She's brilliant in using social media. And so, I don't know the time yet, but I'll get it to you. But here's what I want you to hear. She also has a passion for children, teenagers, 18 to 24 years old. So I want you to hear me strong. How many of you have one of those in your world somewhere? Someone you know, 18 to 24 years old. Write this date down. April 21st. I'm going to come back to the 20th. But April 21st, Lisa is going to teach Quantum Leap for Children.
Oh, wow.
Where is it?
It's going to be right here in our market center. It's on a Saturday.
Should we know what Quantum Leap is?
Yes. Quantum Leap is a course that Gary Keller wrote for his son to teach his son about the disciplines of life. It covers financial, educational, budgeting, spiritual, mentorship. It is just a great overview for entrepreneurial people. So if you have someone in your life that is in that age group, I thought of Callie, 18 to 24 years old.
They have to be 18. Can't be 16.
Oh, if they want to come, it's fine. I would definitely have Paul. Paul should be in that class. I would definitely have them in that class. We're going to be sending out a registration link for it. But I want you to think about your clients, and I want you to use this as an opportunity. If any of your clients have children of that age, what a gift you could give them. And there is no cost.
Wow.
There's no cost. The course costs about $500 if you take it as an adult. And you can't take Quantum Leap for Kids as an adult. But Gary wrote the course and paid for it. All the expenses to have the books printed and everything. Now what he asks is that we pay that forward. We sponsor somebody the next time. So I'm kind of all about that. And I want to talk to you about Kiki, and let's see if you think she's mentally.
Mature enough.
She's only 12, but she's 13. But she's, let's talk about that.
Okay.
But if you have somebody in your database that's that age, or somebody at your, in your circle of friends that has a kid that age that you think would benefit from that, I don't think you could give anybody a greater gift. How old's April? Kristen.
13.
She's 13 too.
Yeah, she's gonna be here.
She's gonna be here, I got it. Do you think that'd be a good idea for you and an awesome opportunity to give a gift to somebody? I mean, it's huge. It's all day. And Lisa is hilariously funny. She wears Converse tennis shoes. And, she's just fun. The kids will really like her. And because she's going to teach that class for free for Quantum Leap, we are going to sponsor her for Friday class for you all on social media. Is that cool? Say, yeah, that's really cool. That is really cool. And she's also going to do a little separate mastermind for us. So put those dates down and be thinking, because this is as many seats as we can have, because she's coming here to do it. So I'm very excited about that, James. If you'll tell us about the other educational opportunities.
Man, steal my thunder.
Sorry.
All right, so here's what we've got coming up. This Friday, actually, we've got a course, Win-Win Negotiations. It's a regional level class, but it's being hosted right here in our market center.
How many of you have had trouble with negotiations? This class is only $20.
That's right.
And it's a regional teacher. I would sign up if you need some negotiation skills. I would sign up for that.
Yeah,
class.
sign up quick for that one, because it's close to filling up. Wednesday, March 28th. I am shocked that this class is not filled up yet. Andy and Leslie Peters, who an MREA team, OPs. I mean, they just operating principals. These are people who just dominate the industry. They're going to be in our market center teaching attracting, welcoming, and developing talent. There are a few seats left. I do not expect them to be available the day of, so you really need to go online, go to our training calendar, and sign up for that course.
If you think you're going to hire talent or hire anytime in the next 2 years, I would so be in that class.
Yeah. And same thing goes for April 4th and 5th, career visioning. You have heard me beat this drum over and over and over. Career visioning, career visioning, career visioning. Gene Rivers is going to be in Savannah on April 4th and 5th teaching that course. That is all the things that you need to do in order to hire someone. There is a process. It's not just saying, oh, I need to hire someone. Let me hire the first person that walks through my door. There is a very specific protocol to be sure that you're hiring the right person. It's going to save you money in the long run to do it right. Can anybody give me an example of career visioning? Has anybody followed that process and had really good success? Jason?
Yeah, you were a part of it.
I was a part of it. Tell me about it.
It just went through the 7 steps to a T, which was 6 or 7 hours total, and it's really difficult to do it, but the time saved by doing it.
Tell me what kind of talent you got from that process.
You mean the role?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What was the benefit of going through the career visioning? What type of person is in your organization now?
Very little surprises, right? I mean, I think that the number one thing that you miss with people when you hire on just their profile is the personal. Like, tell me what's going on up in here. It's kind of like the NFL draft, right? You can find a first-round talent who's got the measurables, but then you get inside his head and you realize he should probably drop to the 3rd or 4th round.
Right.
I think that's the part that career visioning gets you to, is screening the people that look like great talent on the outset, but when you really get below the surface and know everything about their life, their motivations, what drives them, it just saves you a lot of time.
It's finding out whether they're a right fit. They may be great talent. Are they a right fit for your organization?
Right, or culture fit. Correct.
That's right. How many times have you taken career visioning, Jason?
4 times.
4 times. Good. Thank you. Jenny?
So when we were taking it with Seth, I would say for us it's more so about what's the environment in which they will best operate, and do we provide that? Are they a better fit for somebody else? It's more so a way of you sitting down with somebody and figuring out, are we going to go into business together, or can I fit you with somebody I think is best for you?
Can you be a bridge to help them get to that right
Exactly.
answer?
So it's one of those uncovering, like you said, uncovering the nonsense and getting down to what really matters.
So thank you. There's a reason why every time this class comes up, I'm going to talk about it, because if you are ever thinking of hiring someone, please, please, please attend.
And Savannah's a lovely city.
No kidding. Make it a little
Is
vacation.
it coming to Atlanta? We've been looking
Yes.
for career visioning here.
Yes, it's
When
coming in
is-
July.
July. Okay. Thank you.
Good, thank you. Tuesday, April 10th, our Amazing Productivity Committee is going to be teaching the So I Think I Need to Hire an Assistant Now What class. Well, actually, Cara, you want to give us a little background on what that's going to be?
Hi guys. So, and for those of you who'd like to join Productivity Committee, please let us know. What we've established is a Now What Mastermind series. And it's basically masterminds and classes that are based off of what it is that you as agents are talking about at the ground level of what you need, what help you need, what resources, struggles, etc. So the class is basically, hey, I need to hire an assistant, or I think I need to hire an assistant. Does that mean a virtual assistant? Is that a full-time assistant? What does that look like? And how do you go about doing that? What kind of questions should you be asking them? Exactly sort of what Jason said, right? How many levels do you need to go to, and what are the sort of things that you need to know beyond this profile? So we're gonna have successes, we're gonna have ahas, and we're also gonna have what not to do, right? So learn from what people who have done before you, learn from our mistakes, learn how to fail forward, and if you have any questions, let us know. Also, if you have other ideas and things you'd like to talk about, let us know. We'll create a mastermind around it. It's from 12 to 1 every time, and lunch is provided this time by the Church Hall group, so come early and get some food.
Good, thank you. So, you may have noticed, March 28th, April 4th, April 10th, in 2 weeks, you can really master the idea of making that first hire if that's something that's important to your business. I did not plan that, that's just amazing. Tuesday, April 17th, we have been talking about profit share today. If you're sitting here saying, what's profit share? Have we got a class for you? Robin is going to be teaching her course on profit share from 12 to 2. We will have lunch there. We should not have to bribe you with lunch. That's going to be a spectacular class, but I'm going to bribe you anyway. April 23rd, 9 to 5, Peter Chattel, Sarah Chattel's husband from our market center, is the One Thing certified coach. Is anybody familiar with the One Thing? Yeah, okay, it's a
Jared,
pretty
you've taken
awesome
that,
book.
haven't you?
Who did?
Tara,
I have.
Tara, can you tell me about that?
Yeah, it's awesome. Gosh, it's chock full of, everything that you need to know about how to run your business and focus on the one thing in your business and the roadblocks that you're gonna come across and how to handle them. That's how I think of it.
It's a full day course. It's from 9 to 5, but it is not lacking for material. It is jam packed. They use every single minute so that they can get everything out of you to push forward. I would sign up for that right away. Go to our calendar, sign up. At the very bottom, I've got kind of our mastermind group. We've got a whole bunch down here. So Tuesday, March 27th, which is this upcoming Tuesday, I'm going to be doing our mastermind from people who are in the $2 to $5 million range of production. The next Tuesday, Justin Landis is doing from people who are in the 5 to 15 million. And then Robin is hosting a single agent mastermind. So we've been talking a lot about teams, but we know that a lot of you are just saying, hey, listen, I'm a single agent. Where can I fit in? Single agent mastermind is an amazing, amazing class. And Robin, you want to touch on that really quick?
We had, I'd say 20-some people in there the last mastermind. And we've got some topics to talk about, such as I might be a single agent, but I need an admin. Help me find the best admin. How do I service builders at a high level as a single agent was one of the topics that they wanted to discuss. So we talked about pricing last time and some scripts on pricing. So it was good.
Good.
It was our second one. The first one, I think we had 5 people, and it was good, and they went out and shared, and so I think we had close to 20 last time.
So you grew 4-fold. You should expect 80 in the next one.
Oh, that'll be good.
Perfect, good. By the way, I just had a baby last week. My wife and I. So, for those of you who have been asking where I've been pulling babies out of my wife. She was a giant baby.
She was a giant
She was 12 pounds, 13 ounces. And coming out of my little tiny wife, that's a whole lot of babies. So thank you for your well-wishing and support, Rachel, and I really support it, or appreciate it.
Sorry, Shane.
Yeah, it's okay.
That was pretty awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry, one other thing. April 5th, we are going to be hosting our for agents who are looking.
Did you hide from me?
No, I do not. I want you to stay right where you are, girl. April 5th, we're going to be having our career lunch right here in our market center. So if you know of people who are thinking about getting into real estate or are in real estate, I'd recommend that. People who you've had really good co-op conversations with, bring them in. And then our big, huge monster event is April 12th from 5 to 8. That is our career nights. So we just decked this room out. Looks like a fancy lounge. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So if you're looking to really have a wow event for people that you think might be a good fit for our market center, please invite them. April 12th, 5 to 8.
Can I add on to that?
Go ahead. You do the workshops.
Okay. Also.
Wait, before workshop.
I just wanted to add on to that. If y'all have any people to come to the lunch or the career night, just send them. I'm on the growth committee and we will take care of them if y'all can't make it.
And make sure you get credit for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there a flyer that we can send out?
Yes.
We do have a flyer.
We'll send it out.
Send me an email.
Last thing is the How to Run Your Business Like a Business workshops. Just want to remind you guys that it's every Thursday. So if you would like to come and attend those, you can feel free to join us. The third workshop is being taught tomorrow, and it's on capitalization. People have really been enjoying it so far. So far, we've covered mindset. And the last workshop we did was incorporate, which people really, they were really asking for us to bring him back in to teach that again.
Great.
Actually, both of them. So Karen did the first session on mindset, which was awesome. People, they were like, is she going to teach the entire, every workshop? They really wanted Karen back. So it's been really, really nice. So every Thursday from 2 to 4. So put that in your calendars.
It's taken us about 15 minutes to tell you all about the great education that this office provides for you. And I don't apologize for that because I don't want you to miss one little pinch of it.
I have one more to add.
Okay, Dory.
Sorry. So Millionaire Mondays at 2 o'clock in this room is a call with a mega agent, and Austin puts this on, and it's only a call. You can't get on it at home because of the bandwidth, so that's why we hold it in the office. I just wanted to give you a little bit of information about the call that was on this past Monday. This gentleman from Omaha, Nebraska, has been in business 4 years. He's only been with Keller Williams 1 year. His first year he was on a team, he made $45,000. Second year he made about 75. He left real estate, came back in about 6 months, took Bold before he joined a Keller Williams office, came back, and in March 2017 to December 2017, he made $200,000. Do you see the correlation, Keller Williams and making money? I mean, it's astounding. He was an amazing speaker. He said that his business was pretty much lead generating when he was on the team, and his business now is 90% referral based business. He didn't know how to do that until he got with Keller Williams. So Mondays, Millionaire Mondays at 2 o'clock in this room, learn from other mega agents across the country.
You have every opportunity to do it at a very high level, so proud of that. Kenya.
And Paul.
And Paul.
Paul or Paul.
And if you will do the first part, and then we're gonna play a video about Red
We'll do the first part and then Paul, or Paul in the first part.
Whatever, just so we can play the video before we talk about Red Day.
Okay, Paul, you do your part and then I'll follow up.
What am I talking about? Agents?
The scenario. You want us to do that first, Paul?
Whatever.
Okay.
All right. So it's easy for us as agents to get very frustrated with the agent on the other side of the transaction because, as we all know, no one is trained quite like our agents are in our family here. I think, to me, and I don't think people would argue me, the relationship with the agent on the other side of the transaction is probably more important than the relationship you actually have with your client for a couple of different reasons. First of all, if you've got an agent out there that I don't know, you've had a transaction with them, they're not doing their paperwork, whatever the frustration may be with them, maybe they're just rude. You know, it's interesting in this business how each person, how a transaction works out, and you think you have the leverage, and then immediately you're like, oh crap, I don't have the leverage anymore. And that sends the shift back and forth. So the best thing to do is to always be nice and kind and respectful to the other side. We don't always get that, and it's especially in this market now. You know, real estate's pretty hot, so everybody and their brother's getting in because their uncle has a house to sell, and that will probably be the only transaction they ever do. But it's hard to get past that. So it's very, very important to respect the agent on the other side. And also, if you've got an agent on the other side of the transaction and they're rude to you or you're rude to them, you may not want to do a deal with them again. And you may not want to show their houses, they may not want to show yours. And again, your client, the immediate client is that one deal, but you may have a relationship with this client for or the other agents for years and years down the road. So very, very important to sometimes, you know, bite your lip a little bit and move on.
I know you'll always be the smartest one in the deal. Always be the nicest one too.
Yeah, and basically, you know, my wife does all the paperwork. She's a CPA, so her paperwork's really, really good. We're on the west side of town, so we have a lot of very inexperienced agents. And what I told my wife about 6 months ago, I said, assume that we have to do both sides of the transaction, and then you'll never be upset. And that's really what we have to do. It amazes me that where we're from, on our side of town, if an agent actually fills out the contract correctly, we actually think we've won. And I know it sounds funny, but it's true. And so just be nice. The other, you know, maybe somebody you end up recruiting down the road to come to Keller Williams and sharing some of that profit share. But there's just a lot of inexperienced agents, and it's frustrating, especially as busy as we are. Just be nice.
just be nice. And Paul's wife finally filled out his green sheet because she asked him if he had any money. And he said, yeah, but he didn't know how to fill out his green sheet.
And I was afraid, Miss Aaron was so gracious that I'd come in, she goes, Paul, it's the exact same way we did it last time. I said, I need my code for the printer. You know, so that's kind of how it was. So she was always very kind to get that.
I think he had 7 checks. He didn't know how to do it.
My wife got it on in about 2 seconds, filled everything out. So opposites do attract. Definitely opposite. So, but just keep that in mind because I know it's frustrating. It's very frustrating for us, and be nice, and it'll pay off for you down the road. Maybe not immediately, but it will.
Yeah, just be like Paul. He's nice.
That's
and Kenya.
Thank you. That's a good. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I had a suggestion that definitely be nice, but I use you guys so many times you don't even know. I hide behind my broker when we're being so exact on our paperwork. And you guys hear this all the time. Oh, you don't need to do that. Oh, you don't need to do that. Well, it's our license law. Yes, we do, right? If I don't say that, I'm like, I really want you to get paid, and I know you want me to get paid. So you know what? You know my office. The periods and the commas got to be all where they have to go. We just this one time, and guys, they don't fight that. So you have your brokers to quote unquote hide behind, not so much to hide behind, but to be professional behind, where it doesn't have to get personal. Just something that works.
That's awesome.
Yes. Thanks, Mario.
That's a good segue. So awesome job, Paul.
Thank you, Kenya. Wow, you're in culture.
Absolutely. Well, I'm Kenya Green. I'm just one of the members of the Culture Committee. I'm so glad to see all your pretty faces. Talking about being nice. So, yes, we have some awards to give out in regards to just some people that we've seen be nice, like on a day-to-day basis. Just really being consistent in terms of their character, their willingness to help, and just going over and beyond. So, look, I'm just a messenger, so if your name is not called, we will have other opportunities.
Be nice to me.
Don't throw a dart at me, but honestly,
Bring Kenya lunch.
we're going to do this every single month. So we want to start with really what we call the cultural cornerstone. So this is just somebody that, for the month of February, okay, it was actually voted upon the Culture Committee that we thought that this person was just super fantastic, and really I said phenomenal, okay? This is a person that is always a giving spirit, right? The energy is on 20, like 10, really 20, over 10, and is always just a genuine person. And so we said that person was Chris Estrada.
Yeah!
Shoes too.
I know, right? Okay, so we do have some gift cards to give out. So hopefully these peeps like Starbucks. So the first one that we want to give out in regards to our Culture Cornerstones gift card is, and he is such a sweet guy too. I love him. And he probably doesn't even know that, but
Can y'all say that like she did?
I love him. And his name, I think that you will agree, his name is Michael Herman.
Absolutely. We appreciate you. So nice.
I'm Greek. Half Greek, I always
Most
do.
says if you don't get 7 a day, you get weird. If you don't get 7 hugs a day, you get weird.
So this other young lady, I see her all the time in the morning, and every time I walk past her, I'm like, hey, pretty girl. She's like, hey. And I think she knows who I'm talking about. She really helped me when I was like, I need some information in regards to, I need help with listings, right? So, Amy Rennie.
With the church 12 She sits over there in her quiet little corner, and you don't realize
But you see this smile now.
Yeah.
She's always smiling.
She's awesome.
And the last person, we have like a running joke with each other, and she's always going, "Hey, cover." I'm like, absolutely not. That's you, Kiki Jackson. And she is truly all that in a bag of chips. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, we are recruiting free agents. If you want to join the culture committee, we will have you an MBA sign-up bonus. Just talk to myself. We need you, Pete, because this is another good segue. We are having a big event come up, and it is called Red Day. Hopefully you've heard of that. So just watch this video, please. Watch this.
All right. Pull this bad boy up.
Welcome and congratulations to you and to your proud families.
It's the moment Luma Muffla has waited for 18 years. Her chance to become an American citizen.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me.
It's a remarkable personal milestone, and we'll come back to it. But this story is only partly about Luma.
Nice pass. Emma, faster.
It's mostly about her even more remarkable kids, dozens of them, and it all began with a soccer ball. Luma was born in Jordan in 1975. Always athletic, she came to the U.S. to attend Smith College, where she played intramural soccer. After graduation, she found a job near Clarkston, Georgia, outside Atlanta. On her way home one day, she took a wrong turn that changed her life.
You turned into this apartment complex, and in the parking lot there were these kids outside playing soccer. And they were playing barefoot and had set up their own goals, with rocks. They didn't look American. It's a scene that I would see over and over again in Jordan or in other parts of the world, but I'd never seen it in the United States. Right leg, left leg.
A few days later, she returned with a gift, a soccer ball.
And the minute I stepped out of my car, the boys rushed me and they wanted the ball. And I asked to play in return.
She soon discovered why these children looked different.
Hurry up.
Turns out, Clarkston's one of 350 U.S. cities where our government helps resettle families who have escaped war or persecution in their home countries. The children were refugees, living in Luma's own backyard.
Give us a sense of what some of these kids have been through.
All of them have fled their countries because of war. So the wars you've read about, like the civil war in Sudan, the war in Ethiopia and Eritrea, in Congo, and Iraq. I've had kids that have seen their mom or grandmother get raped. Eric, you're a defender. How do you slow someone down?
Though safe in their adopted country, the children, mostly poor, struggled to fit in. Luma knew soccer could be the bridge.
Hey, how about this?
So with her own money, she rounded up the kids from 28 different countries and formed a team, calling it the Fugees, short for refugees.
I remember the first year we played, we didn't have uniforms, and we had to buy white t-shirts from the sock man on Memorial Drive, and I'm haggling trying to get 20 t-shirts for $5.
The team gave the children a sense of belonging. But Luma soon realized the children's needs extended far beyond the soccer field.
Drop. Look up. You'd have a kid after practice say, well, Coach, can you help me with my homework? The first couple times I'm like, go get your mom to help you. And then I realized their mom can't read or write English, so they're coming to me for it. And I kept going for it. At no point did I say, all right, I can't do this anymore. Good job, Mavez.
Before she knew it, she was all in. In 2007, Luma quit her job, dedicating her life to giving the Fugees what they needed most, an education.
What were they not getting in the public schools?
You would have a kid that would arrive at age 13 or 14. So you get plunked into 8th or 9th grade, be expected to do algebra and Shakespeare. And the kid can't read or add or multiply because he grew up in a refugee camp and they were slipping through the cracks, but no one was paying any attention to that. Good morning.
No one except Luma Muffla. And if the public schools couldn't teach them, she would. With donations and her own money, Luma launched the Fugees Academy. Throughout the day, she's part parent.
You don't know how to tie? Why not?
Part principal.
You do your work, do your homework, and work hard, and then everything will work out.
Part drill sergeant.
If you don't have your uniform on, you'll have detention, and you are cleaning the bus tonight.
Just ask 13-year-old Obai F. Worky, who came from a refugee camp in Ethiopia.
Coach, sometimes she's not nice. I mean in a good way. Like, she tells you the truth, and she always honest with you. You know, today I wouldn't be the young man I am without the Fuji. Man, Coach, it's like my family.
And when you mess up and you know she's gonna let you have it, what goes through your mind?
I'm too scared to think about it.
All right, so go to your classes on your best behavior. Come on, let's go.
The children have so much catching up to do, the school year stretches into summer. For 6 weeks, Luma runs an academic day camp. There's no money for buses, so every day the Fugees ride their bikes. 10 miles there, 10 miles back. Complete with an escort by the local police chief himself.
There's an old saying, it takes a village to raise a kid. We are the village.
Clarkston Police Chief Tony Scipio is one of Luma's biggest supporters.
I've watched her on numerous occasions, her and her staff, spend money out of their personal pocket, taking these kids home, buying them food, buying them clothing, whatever it takes to do that. I wanted to be a part of that.
You look at her and see a leader.
I see more than a leader. I see a role model. I see a mother. We share the same kids. They're her kids. They're my kids.
Like any good parent, Luma dreams big for her kids.
I mean, when you get 19 acres of land, you can build your dream completely without compromising any part of it.
With money from donations, last year Luma managed to buy 19 acres of foreclosed property in Clarkston, land in which she hopes to finally build a permanent school the Fugees can call their own.
So it's going to be 6th through 12th grade, right. Boys and girls, soccer field, 2 practice fields, a gym, a community garden, a theater. We just went for it all.
She's trying to raise $5 million this year to bring the blueprints to life.
I see it becoming a national model that shows how to teach refugee kids successfully, so it's not just our kids that are affected by what we do. It grows to something so much bigger.
But to grow, you need money.
Yes.
A lot of money.
A lot of money. We're privately funded. We don't take any government funding whatsoever.
Confident it'll happen?
It's going to happen.
Why so confident?
Because we don't have any other choice. And if you want something to happen, you can make it happen. That's what we teach the kids.
By now, you've probably realized Luma leads by example, which brings us back to her other dream, becoming an American citizen. Last month, she took the citizenship exam and scored a perfect 100. And with her students watching, Luma Muffla became an American.
So help me God. Congratulations, new citizen.
I think a lot of people take being an American for granted. I mean, all of us came to this country for a better life, for a fresh start, to live the American dream. And there's not many places you can start fresh and accomplish whatever you want and be whomever you want.
Asked what her American citizenship means to her, her answer was simple.
Finally have a home.
A home, which is what she hopes and expects all her children will have one day soon.
1, 2, 3!
For Mo Anderson's birthday, what do you give a woman who changed the world? You give back to the world. And so on the Thursday in May, around her birthday, we do Red Day in honor of Mo, and all of our offices all over the world are closed, and we donate and give service back to our community. And we have, for the past 6 years, think it is. This will be our 6th. Done a field day for the Fugees. We cook for them, or mainly it's Charlie and CBC, Jim and his crew cooking, and we play games, and we just have an old-fashioned field day for them, and we like to give them money as much as we can. Last year we gave them what?
30,000.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I know we're running short on time today. Wanted to introduce it to you today. We'll talk about the processes of how you can help starting next week. We need you to help physically. We need you to be there that day and love on those kids. Some of them we've seen now grow up, graduate. I've gotten to go to their graduation.
Can I talk about the graduations real quick?
Yeah, James is actually now, he won't appreciate me telling you this, but James, I think it's a huge honor. James is on the board of directors now for the Fugees.
Yeah, it's a big honor, and I didn't mean to butt in. But the cool,
But you did.
I did butt in. The cool thing about their graduations is that they're coming up on their 3rd graduation this summer. Every student that has graduated from the Fugees Academy has left with a full ride scholarship to a university. I don't know about any schools that can say that same thing.
100%.
100%. So they are instilling values, they're instilling a work ethic, and they're just instilling great virtues on these students who are going to affect our country in a really, really positive way. So any way that you can help us to just lift these kids up and just have a moment to celebrate them, we appreciate what you do. So thank you.
I will never forget the first day we did it. They didn't know what a field day was. And we said, we're going to have a field day. And they went, what is that? And we told them we were going to play games, and we were going to do, and we got to tour their little school. They took us on a tour of their school. And I said, we're going to cook hamburgers. And she said, this little girl, real ones? I said, yes, real ones. And she said, can we have as many as we want? Yes, baby, you can have anything. You know? And they're so appreciative. And they're the most well-mannered children you will ever find. So I'm going to tell you, it'll be one of the best days of your life, spending time with them that day. And we'll have sign-up sheets for you to sign up to play games or help serve food or help set up or help clean up or what, but we're there with them all day, and we get to actually tour their little school and see them. So that'll be coming soon, and I know you'll want to participate. How many have gotten to go to the Fugees Academy before? Is it not just the most fun day on the planet? Makes you just feel so grateful because they just love it. I remember the first day we had a water balloon toss. And you know, when water balloons burst, it leaves the little balloony stuff everywhere all over the ground. And we had it in a park right close to their school. And at the end of the day, there was all those little water balloony things everywhere. And Lima went, and that looked like they had swept the ground with a vacuum cleaner. Those children left that so clean, so neat, put everything back the way it was supposed to be. And I was telling them to go get a second plate. They would not do it until they were allowed to by their teacher. They are just the most grateful children, and so appreciative of everything that you do. And we asked them if they wanted us to change anything, do anything. Kenya said no, they wanted to do just like we've always done it, the same. So we play games and you know, balloon tosses and spin around on the bat and get drunk and fall down. You know.
Sack races.
What's it? Sack races.
DJ.
Dunk tank, slide, water slide. They just have the best time, and they have time they have a good time spending it with you, eating with them and learning about what you do and what your world looks like.
The other thing I was going to say is the culture committee is so great about making sure that we are donating school supplies to the kids as well. And so what really comes in handy before the actual event is for volunteers to put those sort of bags together for the kids. So as Robin was saying, you'll hear more about it. If you can't make the event and you can't donate your time on that day, it's a great way to donate your time as well. So be on the lookout for that because it is time consuming to get these packs together for the kids and they really love them.
And it's so interesting when asked what goes in the bags. Sometimes we've had a little backpack like bag, sometimes we've had gift bags, whatever. And Luma always tells us what to put in the bags. A bar of soap.
Socks.
A big size, so they can take it home and share it with their family. Toothpaste.
Yeah, last year it was toiletries.
Socks. Just things that we take so for granted. So we'll get a list of what all we need, and we'll bring it in.
I did that with my son last year. We bought a bunch at Costco, and he lined everything up on the couch. He wanted to put everything in, like he loved it.
Aww.
So that was a different way to do it.
That's great teaching your children.
Yeah. And our very own new agent, Joe Beck, who is a DJ, is donating his time that day to be our DJ. So go Joe.
Dory, you just wanted the Motown.
I do want the
music
Motown.
was what
I
you
do want the
wanted.
Motown. You're right. You're right. I do.
So, an unusual team meeting today, but did you learn something good? Do you leave here feeling better than you did when you came? Because it was a cultural team meeting. And I wanted you to hear the story of the traveling $2 bill, because that found my wallet. We never expected it for that. But it is so cool that the Keller Williams $2 bill showed up in places we didn't plan for it to show up. We've got great education, great opportunities to give back, and I just appreciate you all so very, very, very much. Thank you for coming.